Nestled in the lap of pine-clad hills and wrapped in an enchanting blanket of mist, Shillong appears as a cherished poetic manuscript of northeast India, a place once hailed as the Scotland of the East, for its distinct British colonial charm. Every winding road and steep incline in this city is revealing with the scent of history and the fragrance of mountain pines. Here, sites steeped in the memories of Rabindranath, such as Jeetbhumi or the flowing currents of the Amsharpi River, seem to echo melodies that have stepped straight out of the pages of classical literature. When the azure waters of Ward Lake gently hug the pink petals of the cherry blossoms leaning over them, it instantly evokes a sense of serene melancholy and profound wonder in the heart. Shillong is not merely a hill station, it is a unique blend of the elegance of Khasi culture, the bustling energy of local markets, and the boundless expanse of the Latlam Canyon, a place where clouds descend from the blue heavens to gather right beside human windows, and where every drop of rain seems to whisper a tale of unspoken love. In the literary composition of Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore, Shillong occupies a uniquely enchanting place. This hill town was not merely a destination for his travel, it served as a profound source of inspiration for his creative spirit. Shillong forms the primary backdrop for Shesha Kobita, one of the finest romantic novels of Tagore. It was on the steep, winding hill roads of Shillong that the protagonists, Amit and Lavanya, first met. The Mishti pine forests, cascading waterfalls, and drifting clouds of Shillong weave an ethereal atmosphere through every page of the novel. Poetic dialogues of Amit and calm personality of Lavanya seem to serve as reflections of the very nature of Shillong. It was also during his stay at a hill retreat in Shillong that the laureate penned the draft for his timeless play, Roktokorobi. It is believed that the scenic beauty of the Khasi hills and the way of life in the mining regions of Shillong profoundly influenced him in crafting the stories to this play. Maybe Meghir Kole Rodh Esheche, he penned after witnessing the interplay of clouds and rain in Meghalaya. Nestled beside Shillong, Latlam Canyon stands as own primal and authentic epic of nature, a place where the rugged contours of the mountains plunge into the deep bottomless depths of the earth, giving birth to a thrilling void. The word Latlam translates to the end of the earth, and standing atop this rocky ridge, one feels as though they have transcended the boundaries of reality to arrive at the very gateway of a land of clouds. When the narrow mountain trails, cutting across the expanse of the verdant valley, become shrouded in a blanket of mist, An ethereal silence engulfs the surroundings. Only the murmur of waterfalls drifting up from below, and the calls of anonymous mountain birds, weave a tapestry of melody within that profound stillness. The steps descending the steep mountain slopes seem to whisper tales of a lost civilization, a place where the interplay of light and shadow, and the unhindered drift of clouds, transform the canvas of nature with every passing moment. Latlam is not merely a canyon, it is a deep embrace between the azure of the sky and the emerald of the mountains, a union that reminds humanity of its own insignificance, while granting the soul a taste of boundless deliverance. The experience of descending via the renowned steps Latlam Canyon is not merely a physical exertion, but rather a thrilling pilgrimage, akin to exploring deep into the heart of a mountain legend. From the summit of Latlam, gazing down toward the village of Smith below, one feels as though this path is spiraling down into a deep green gorge. These steps are not a modern feat of concrete engineering, rather they constitute a rugged trail cut into the mountainside, crafted from stone and the sheer toil of the local inhabitants. As one descends, clouds gather and swirl all around. At times, the path ahead vanishes completely into the mist, yet in the very next instant, the valley below is bathed in the radiant glow of the sunlight. During the descent, one encounters local Khasi villagers, who with massive baskets strapped to their backs, ascend the steep mountain slopes with effortless grace. There are no roads leading to these villages, consequently, everything from daily provisions to agricultural produce must be transported along these very steps. Upon descending the stairs, one encounters a quiet settlement, where the houses appear as if frozen in the fluxes of time. Enveloped by the sounds of mountain streams and the fragrance of orchids, this village remains completely cut off from the clamor of the modern world. Mawphalang, which would not be an exaggeration to describe as a vibrant green sanctuary, pulsating within the very heart of Meghalaya, is a sylvan realm, enveloped in the primal and sacred silence of nature. Here, every centuries-old tree is not merely a woody trunk, but rather a silent sentinel, guarding the folklore and spiritual beliefs of the Khasi people. Stepping into this sacred grove feels as though time itself has stood still here. Ancient stones shrouded in ferns and moss mingle with the fragrance of wild orchids to weave a mysterious web of enchantment. According to local belief, every vine and leaf within this forest is under the direct protection of the divine. So, even removing a dead twig or a pebble from this site is strictly prohibited. It is this unconditional surrender to nature that has transformed Mawphalang into a surviving remnant of a natural paradise amidst the bustle of modern civilization. When a shroud of mist embraces this dense forest, the whistling wind seems to echo with the ancient chants of ancestors, evoking a profound sense of reverence and a spiritual thrill in the hearts of visitors. The folklore surrounding Sacred Grove of Mawphalang is as captivating as instructive. These tales represent a remarkable fusion of the spiritual beliefs of Khasi people and their boundless reverence for the natural world. According to local legends, the guardian spirit of this forest is Lassa Blaya, a deity of immense power. It is believed that he assumes the form of a tiger to patrol and protect the boundaries of the forest. The fundamental rule of this forest dictates that no one may take anything out of it, be it a dead branch, a small stone, or even a fallen leaf. It is said that in the past, those who, whether out of greed or carelessness, attempted to carry fruits or timber out of this forest, either fell gravely ill, or became disoriented and lost their way, before they could even cross its boundaries. It is even said that if one attempts to cook using wood from this forest, the food will never come to a boiling point. At the very entrance to the forest, a row of massive stones or monoliths can be seen standing in alignment. In ancient times, Khasi priests would commune with the deities at this very spot, through animal sacrifices or special rituals. If prayers offered within this forest, whether before a battle or during times of hardship, were answered, it was believed that the guardian spirit of the forest had been appeased. To this day, locals firmly believe that preserving the ecosystem of this forest is tantamount to preserving their own existence. Thus, what science views as biodiversity conservation, Khasi tradition regards as religious sanctity. Deep within this forest stand trees that are several centuries old. The area is home to meat-eating pitcher plants, rare orchids, and medicinal herbs that found nowhere else on earth. The silence within the forest is so profound that one can clearly hear the sound of own heartbeat. Cherrapunji, affectionately known to locals as Sohora, is the eternal abode where untamed waters and grey clouds of nature find their everlasting nuptial chamber. Here, the sky seems to descend almost to the earth, while ceaseless showers wash over the rugged rocks of the Khasi hills and the fathomless depths of the valleys below. Standing upon these highlands of Meghalaya, one can witness gigantic waterfalls such as Nohokalikai, cleaving through the heart of the mountains, plunging like silver swords into sapphire-hued pools. The air in Cherrapunji is perpetually heavy with the earthy scent of damp soil. Deep within its pristine forests reside the living root bridges, woven from the roots of centuries-old rubber trees, standing as a living epic of human patience and a profound alliance with nature. On monsoon days, when mist descends to shroud the surroundings in an ethereal twilight, Cherrapunji feels less like a city of the mortal realm and more like a mystical canvas of the tears and smiles of earth, a place where every single raindrop gives birth to an illustrious poem. The natural wonders of Cherrapunji, ranging from subterranean marvels to skyscraping spectacles, are truly capable of leaving anyone spellbound. Among renowned waterfalls and caves of Cherrapunji, one of the foremost attractions is the Seven Sisters Falls. It derives its name from the fact that a massive sheer cliff face sends water cascading down in 7 distinct streams. These 7 streams are regarded as symbolic representations of the 7 states of northeastern region of India, collectively known as the Seven Sisters. During the monsoon season, when the falls emerge from behind their veil of clouds, their thunderous roar combined with the interplay of surrounding mist creates a truly ethereal spectacle. At sunset, the interplay of light and color upon the cascading waters renders the scene even more enchanting. Another notable waterfall in the region is Nohokalikai Falls, which ranks among the tallest waterfalls in India. When water cascades in an unbroken stream from the very summit of the mountain into the turquoise pool below, from a distance it resembles a silvery thread. Entwined with this waterfall is a deeply tragic and melancholic folktale of the local Khasi community, a story that, even today, sends shivers down spines of people. The story behind the Nohokalikai Falls is as beautiful as it is heart-wrenching. The name Nohokalikai translates to Leap of Likai. According to local Khasi folklore, this waterfall was named after an unfortunate mother. Many years ago, in a village atop this mountain, there lived a woman named Likai. She had a kid daughter whom she loved profoundly. After her husband passed away, driven by the need to support her household, Likai began working as a potter. Later, with the future of her child in mind, she remarried. However, her second husband grew intensely jealous of the child, as she devoted all her time and affection solely to her daughter. One day, while Likai was away at work, her husband, consumed by jealousy, murdered the child and cooked a meal using her flesh. Upon returning from work, hungry and unsuspecting, Likai ate the meat. After finishing her meal, when she went to look for her daughter, she discovered the severed fingers of the child, lying in a corner of their hut. Upon realizing the horrific truth, that she had unknowingly consumed the flesh of her own child, Lekai, driven to near madness, ran toward the edge of the mountain, and ultimately threw herself off the steep cliff of the waterfall, taking her own life. Since that day, this waterfall has been known as Nohokalikai. Situated opposite Nohokalikai, the Erwa cave stands as another fascinating prehistoric witness. This cave in Cherrapunji holds immense appeal for tourists because of marine fossils, such as fish bones and seashells, can be clearly seen, embedded in the limestone walls of the cave, with the naked eye. This serves as proof that, millions of years ago, this very Meghalaya plateau lay submerged beneath the sea. The interior of this cave is quite spacious, and the sound of the small stream flowing through it creates an enchanting atmosphere. Hidden beneath the soil of Cherrapunji lies an ancient and mysterious world. The Mosme cave represents this puzzling realm, a natural maze carved from limestone. Upon entering the cave, one can witness how nature, over thousands of years, has deposited layers of calcium carbonate to form stalactites and stalagmites. Hanging from the ceiling or rising from the floor, these rock formations assume various strange and beautiful shapes. The interior of the cave is quite dark and in places, very narrow, making the journey through it a truly thrilling experience. Mofanlur, a dreamy plateau situated at a high elevation in the West Khasi Hills, appears as though the Creator himself has poured all the serenity of the world into this tiny patch of land with his own hands. Small hillocks draped in grass resembling green velvet, and the crystal clear pools nestled within their folds, lend Mofanlur an ethereal beauty. Standing here, one can witness the horizon engaged in an eternal romance with the clouds. As the first ray of sunlight pierces through the mist clinging to the hillsides, to kiss the limpid blue waters of the pools, a profound silence envelops the surroundings, a tranquility broken occasionally only by the whistling wind and the distant chiming of cattle bells. In this hamlet, far removed from the clamor of modern civilization, the night sky becomes so remarkably clear that it feels as though one could reach out and touch the constellations. Mofanlur is not merely a tourist destination, it is a sanctuary for the fatigued soul, where every mountain ridge serves as a poetic verse, and every lake mirrors the tranquility of a peaceful heart. The thrilling experience of boating across the placid lakes of Mofanlur and watching the panoramic mountain peaks stretching across the horizon is truly a special privilege. One of the defining features of Mofanlur is the collection of small natural lakes nestled within the folds of its hills. These lakes typically remain remarkably calm. As one drifts across the water in a boat, the surrounding green hillocks cast an enchanting reflection upon the surface, creating a mesmerizing visual spectacle. Unlike major tourist hubs, this place is devoid of mechanical noise and cows. During a boat ride, The only sounds that reach ears are the rhythmic beep of the paddles and the gentle murmur of the wind, an experience that evokes a profound sense of meditative tranquility. Situated far removed from major cities, the skies here are exceptionally clear. Consequently, at night, the Milky Way is clearly visible to the naked eye, without the need for a telescope. For enthusiasts of astronomy or astrophotography, Moffelangler is nothing short of a paradise. Sitting beside a campfire and gazing up at the countless stars in the sky creates a truly unforgettable memory. The road leading to Moffelangler is quite rugged and steep, offering a distinct sense of adventure. Accommodation options here are limited to a few guest houses, which are primarily managed by the local residents. As a result, visitors have the opportunity to experience the lifestyle and warm hospitality of the Khasi people closely. Nonkhnum Island, an emerald green saga, pulsating within the secluded heart of West Khasi Hills of Meghalaya, weaves a wondrous tapestry of nature as second largest river island of Asia. Born within the silt-laden embrace of the Kinshi and Namphai rivers, this landmass resembles a paradise of primal solitude, where vast meadows carpeted in grass and sky-piercing pine forests merge to create an atmosphere of spiritual stillness. As crystal-clear waters lap against the sandy shores of the island, one feels as though a lost ocean has somehow found its way into the lap of the mountains and settled here. The journey from Shillong to Nonkhnum is breathtakingly beautiful, traversing winding mountain roads, flanked by pine forests and dotted with small Khasi villages. the drive to the island evokes traveler the sensation of having arrived at the very edge of civilization. The greatest marvel of Nongnum is the Wainea waterfall, whose thunderous roar and misty spray infuse the surrounding silence with a peculiar wildness. Situated miles away from the clamor of modern life, this island serves as the own canvas of nature, a place where the tranquil flow of the river and the shifting shadows of the clouds blend seamlessly to offer the soul of a traveler a taste of absolute relief. It is the striking contrast between the solitude of Nongnum Island and the roar of its waterfall that truly sets it apart from every other destination in Meghalaya. At one extremity of the island, the Kinshi River plunges abruptly into a massive gorge, giving birth to the Wainea waterfall. This cascade is renowned less for its sheer height than for the sheer force and thunderous roar. The misty spray generated by the falling water is visible from a great distance, while the surrounding rock formations, eroded over time into exhilarating geometric shapes, offer a unique visual treat for photographers. Situated in the vicinity of Nongnum, the Langshiang Falls ranks among highest waterfalls of India. As it cascades down the lush green mountain slopes in a series of steps, it appears from a distance like a white silken ribbon. The tranquil flow of the river creates a striking contrast with the spectacle of this massive waterfall. For those seeking to escape the crowds and immerse themselves in the intimate embrace of nature, camping on Nongnum Island offers an unforgettable experience. Spending the night in a tent pitched along the riverbank, one is treated to a view of a crystal clear sky overhead, a sight rarely witnessed amidst the artificial lights of the city. At night, the only sounds to be heard are the gentle murmur of the flowing river and the chirping of crickets. One awakens at dawn to the sight of mist-shrouded mountains and the refreshing coolness of the river. Dove Key, a crystal clear marvel situated along the India-Bangladesh border, is a place where the pristine waters of the Umangott River capture the azure of the sky, holding it captive within an enchanting mirror. Descending from the hilly slopes of Meghalaya, this river is so remarkably transparent that boats gliding across its surface appear as if they are floating in midair upon an invisible sheet of glass, while the colorful world of pebbles and stones beneath seems to pulse within reach of the hand. When the Dove Key suspension bridge pierces through the veil of mist to forge a link between two mountains, the lush green valleys on the far bank and the serene silence of the Khasi Hills merge to resonate with the melody of international friendship. From the spirited dance of silvery waterfalls cascading down the banks of the Umangott during the monsoon, to the tranquil solemnity of the still waters beneath the winter sun, Dove Key, in its entirety, resembles a watercolor masterpiece, meticulously painted by the brush of nature, a place where the wheel of time stands still, giving birth to an eternal dialogue between water and mountains. The confluence of the Dove Key suspension bridge and the parallel topography of the land across the border stands as a true testament to extraordinary geographical and cultural diversity. This is not merely a bridge, but a unique architectural relic dating back to the British colonial era. Constructed in 1932, this suspension bridge establishes a vital link between the Khasi and Jaintia hills, spanning the two banks of the Umangott River. Gazing down from the bridge, the transparent blue waters of the river, dotted with floating vessels, evoke the impression of the painting of an artist brought to life upon a canvas. Crossing the bridge, a gentle vibration stirs a peculiar sense of thrill, while the surrounding steep mountains and dense green forests lend the setting an even more mystical allure. Dove Key ranks among the most beautiful border region of India. Here, the frontier is not demarcated by barbed wire fences, rather, the river and the mountains themselves serve as the natural boundary lines. From the towering peaks of Dove Key, a glance toward Bangladesh reveals the vast, sprawling plains of Jaflong in Sylhet, stretching out before the eyes. Where the steep slopes of the hills come to an end, the lush green plains of Bangladesh begin. As the Umangott River flows from Meghalaya into Bangladesh, it takes on the name Peiyang River. The sight of local people, aboard hundreds of boats, harvesting stones from the river, paints a vivid picture of a unique struggle for survival. The waters of the Umangott River are so crystal clear that snorkeling has recently become quite a popular activity here. It offers a golden opportunity to observe the pebbles and small fish beneath the surface from up close. Furthermore, arrangements for small camps or tents are available on the tranquil riverbanks of Dove Key, offering the chance to spend an enchanting night amidst the romantic symphony of chirping crickets and the gentle murmur of the river. Situated close to Dove Key lies the mysterious village of Shanongpadeng, renowned for its pristine waters and adventure sports. Located just a few kilometers from Dove Key, this village has evolved into one of premier hubs for adventure tourism in Meghalaya. Nestled along the banks of the Umangott River, the village attracts tourists from across the globe with its unspoiled beauty and transparent waters. The stretch of the Umangott River at Shanongpadeng is even calmer than that at Dove Key, and the clarity of the water feels even more pronounced here. Shanongpadeng is an exceptionally clean and tidy village. The local Khasi community is remarkably hospitable and deeply conscious of environmental conservation. As you stroll through the village, you will encounter fragrant orchids and catch glimpses of local cultural traditions. On the route to Dove Key or Shanongpadeng, one encounters the Krang Suri Falls in the West Jaintia Hills, one of the most beautiful waterfalls of Meghalaya, distinguished by its stunning blue waters. The site also features a natural cave. However, a new bridge is currently being constructed alongside the old suspension bridge, causing the waters of Dove Key to become murky. Furthermore, there is a barbed wire fence along the Bangladesh border. Regardless of political chemistry, the harmony and affection between the people on both sides of Dove Key remain undiminished to this day. Nestled against the slopes of the Jaintia Hills, the Nartiang Monolith Garden stands as a silent museum of petrified history, where massive stone pillars have stood for centuries, bearing witness to the valor and heritage of the Khasi and Jaintia kings. Known as Maw Seam or royal stones, these monoliths represent a unique architectural style, comprising towering menhirs or upright stones, reaching toward the sky, and table-like dolmens or burial slabs resting parallel to the earth. Together, they constitute an ancient endeavor to immortalize the memories and heroic sagas of ancestors. Beneath a cloudy sky, when this forest of grey stone becomes shrouded in a blanket of mist, one feels as though standing before the sacred platform of a lost, prehistoric civilization, a place where the spiritual beliefs and folklore of the Jaintia dynasty lie hidden within every groove of the carved stone. Nartiang is not merely a collection of stones, it is an imperishable root deeply embedded in the soil of Meghalaya, one that, even amidst the onslaught of modernity, continues to stand tall against the tide of eternity, preserving its inherent gravity and profound mysteries. Adjacent to the Nartiang Monolith Garden stands the 510-year-old historical Janteshwari Shakti Peeth, also known as the Nartiang Durga Temple, which serves not merely as a place of worship, but as a living testament to the history of Northeast India. According to Hindu mythology, it is believed that the left thigh of goddess Sati fell at this very spot. For this reason, it is revered as one of the 51 Shakti Peeths and is regarded as an exceptionally sacred site. Built during the reign of the Jaintia kings, this temple is dedicated to the worship of the goddess in her form as Janteshwari and Lord Shiva in his form as Kramadishwar. At first glance, the temple may appear to resemble a simple roof dwelling, but concealed within its structure lies the distinct imprint of ancient architectural craftsmanship. The main temple is constructed from stone and timber that beautifully reflect the indigenous architectural style of the Jaintia people. Within the temple courtyard stand several old cannons, dating back to the era of the Jaintia kings, serving as a reminder of the military might of that time. Legend has it that, in ancient times, the practice of human sacrifice was observed at this temple. A tunnel or channel exists within the temple floor, connecting directly to the Mintdu river flowing beneath. According to local folklore, the severed heads of the sacrificial victims were cast into the river through this tunnel. However, this practice was completely discontinued during the British colonial period. Instead, goats or pumpkins are now offered as sacrifices. The Durga Puja celebrated in Nartiang differs somewhat from the festivities observed in other parts of India. Here, no traditional clay idol of goddess Durga is crafted. Instead, a banana plant is adorned and worshipped as the embodiment of the goddess, a form locally referred to as Khasi Durga. At the conclusion of the puja, this very banana plant is immersed in the river. This custom represents a remarkable fusion of Hindu religious traditions and the indigenous Khasi Jaintia culture. Nestled within the secluded embrace of the hills in the district Ri Bhoi of Meghalaya, Nongmehir Lake appears as the own ethereal aquatic poem of nature, where every ripple resonates like a gentle melody. Scattered amidst the curves of small hillocks and encircled by dense forests, this vast reservoir evokes the impression of a master artist adorning an enchanting canvas, applying a touch of sapphire blue upon a backdrop of emerald velvet. As the still water of the lake shimmer under the fresh morning sunlight, the azure of the sky and the reflections of passing clouds merge within this transparent mirror to create a miraculous tableau, one that causes the perceiver to surpass the boundaries of the mundane world. The cool breeze, mingling with the rustling whispers of pine and fir trees, drifts through the air, like the melancholy of a wandering poet. Meanwhile, the rafts of mist gathering upon the distant mountain slopes seem to stand as the eternal sentinels of this aquatic monarchy. Drifting in a boat upon this secluded lake, situated miles away from the clamor of urban life, one feels as though time itself has paused here, solely to pay homage to the songs of the forest and the silent majesty of nature. Nongmehir Lake is a unique creation of nature, renowned among tourists as an authentic paradise for its tranquil and serene ambience. Situated amidst dense green hillocks and undulating slopes, this artificial reservoir is substantial in size. Its crystal clear blue waters take on a magical allure as they mirror the shadows of the pristine forests that surround them. The winding paths and rows of pine trees encircling the lake create an atmosphere of profound solitude and peace, a place where, as one stands still, the only sounds to reach the ear are the calls of wild birds and the gentle rustling of the wind. Excellent boating facilities are available here for tourists, allowing them to experience the natural beauty of the locale up close and personal, particularly at sunset, when the twilight glow reflects upon the waters. The entire area becomes bathed in a dreamy golden radiance, a spectacle guaranteed to instill a deep sense of tranquility in the heart of any nature lover.